asking what was going on with you and Bryce during that sideline thing.
We're just competitors. We want to do what's best for the team. We good. That's my brother. I love him. We're going to be just fine.
Just a miscommunication thing?
Yeah, just a miscommunication. We all good.
In front right, Chris?
What they do that made it so tough for you guys defensively or offensively today?
There's the stuff that we gotta do right. A lot of it's just about the how, not always about the what, like what's going on, but we just gotta execute our plays better.
In the middle there?
Justice, what did you see on your big run play? How did it break open so fast?
I think the offensive line first started off with Coach Lindsey actually calling a great call. The offensive line blocked it great. The receivers blocked great. Tight ends, everyone blocked great. He overran it. I saw the backside cut, kind of found me, and I just ran to green grass.
Front middle here, Tony.
Max, obviously there's been so much attention on Bryce going into the season, but as you know with this team, it really kind of starts with the run game. All three of your runs that have gone for more than 10 yards this year have gone for 50. What do you guys have to do to get back to ripping off 8 to 12 yard runs that you've done for years?
Yeah, like I said before, it's all about the how. It's like you have to establish your run game, especially like you said, like young quarterback. But we don't really think about him as like a young guy. So, but yeah, we gotta chip away those jab type of runs. We gotta get back to those.
Just left of him, Austin.
Max, Coach Moore tried hard not to make this about him, but did it come up at all? Did he address coming back here to Oklahoma at all with you guys in the locker room or anything?
No, nothing in the locker room, nothing like that. All Michigan.
More questions for these guys? The back row, Zach.
I think you guys had 7 drives going to Oklahoma territory, sort of 6 points on them. I guess what can be done differently, or what did you notice that you could attribute that to?
It's not for us to be like X's and O's. Like all we can do is just play as hard as we can, especially in those situations. Like gotta come up with points. You gotta score touchdowns in those type of drives.
Front middle, or Ryan.
Was this road environment similar to anything you guys have played in before? I think Justice, you played here before. What was it like tonight?
It was a good atmosphere. Their fans were definitely loud, but we felt like we did a really good job of practice and preparing us for the noise. I don't think noise is a problem. We just got to execute and do what we need to do.
Back to Tony.
Last year, you guys lost week 2 as well, and the season kind of went off the rails. How do you prevent that from happening this year?
Yeah, part of that is like not like thinking that way. Not thinking about like what happened last year, like in this time frame. I think this is a very connected team. We take a lot of it's an emphasis on being connected. Like we got new guys here, but everyone I've played just as hard as for. And I think the emphasis of this team is how connected we are, and when you're really connected like that, stuff like that won't happen.
Front row all the way to the left.
Yeah, you guys and your coach talk about execution, failing to execute. How big a factor did the Oklahoma defense play in that inability to execute?
I think they had a good scheme. They played well, but like I said, it's about us. At the end of the day, they played hard out there. But we just got to execute. We got to be better. We're gonna go watch the film, see what we need to improve on, and grow from there.
Ryan.
No Marlon Klein this week, I guess. How much of that do you think that impacted the offense, and what would you say of the impact of the tight ends today?
Yeah, the tight end room, Justice can speak on this too, it's always next man up. We got a lot of guys in that room that can play. It's it's what you're supposed to do. You play tight end at Michigan. Definitely, you want to have Marlon out there with what he can do, but I thought Zach did a lot of great things today, and we have a lot of guys who can really play, and just plug and play, and we're ready to roll.
Hey, Tony.
Are you guys prepared
Hausmann joins us.
for both of you guys? Are you prepared to move forward these next 2 weeks without Coach Moore? I guess. What do you think about that coming up?
100%. Like I said, we're gonna go back and watch the film, see what we need to grow on, be better, and just execute better. That's all we can do. That's what we got to do. We got to control the controllables, control what we can control.
And Max, as a captain, I guess what's going to be required from you leaders without Sharon on the sideline?
Yeah, we got a lot of great leaders in this team. We'll be able to kind of take over part of that role. But I said this to Coach Moore, and I've said this guy before. I've never taken a snap with Coach Moore. We'll be ready to roll, and just have 11 guys out there ready to play, so we'll be good to go.
That linebacker Ernest Hausmann joined us. Good time for a few more questions for these guys. Back to Austin.
Ernest, Mateer's ability to make off-schedule plays and then his running ability, I'm sure you saw that on film, but what was it like to try to defend that?
No, he's a great player. You know, we knew we had a challenge ahead of us this week at prep. He's a great player. You know, the offense did a good job of, you know, put him in good positions to make plays at his feet. Great player, made great plays today.
Back right, Zach.
Rather than actually Justice, do you feel like failing to convert on third down was a lot of just kind of getting behind schedule, or do you think Oklahoma is doing something to kind of disrupt your guys' rhythm a little bit?
I think it just goes back to execution. We just got to execute better. We got to be better. We will be.
Back to Zach.
For Max and Ernest as captains, first road game is always a little bit of a test to see where you guys are at. What do you think you learned about your team tonight?
There's a lot of great things you learn from these situations. You get to see like the real side of people when things go hard, and there's a lot of like real like warriors on that sideline. You can see the look in the guys' eyes, like they really were about it even when times got tough. So it's not the ideal way you want to learn this lesson, but I saw a lot of great things, even though you have to learn it this way.
Yeah, I mean, Brady put it well. You know, it's an opportunity for us to get better, to learn from the mistakes, and come out next week.
Brian.
For Ernest, what was the most difficult thing about defending Mateer?
Oh, just the playmaking ability. You know, he can do a lot of things that affect the defense. You know, his feet, his arm, knowledge of the game. You know, he's a smart guy. You know, he's been playing college football for a long time, experienced, and knows how to operate that offense, and did a great job today.
Brandon in the middle.
Justice, you seem like a man of faith. What is the message on your eye black?
Isaiah 40:31. So yeah, that's my message. But those that hope in the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall run and not grow weary. They shall walk and not get faint. So yeah.
Anything final for these gentlemen? Clayton.
Ernest, it felt like the defense was close on a number of plays, almost a sack, almost a couple interceptions. Is that tough to swallow? Like, how much do you feel like a couple plays could have changed this for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, there's always plays. You know, you can always go back and think about you close there, but at the end of the day, almost don't count in this league, right? That's the point blank. You know, you can almost be there, but it doesn't matter if you don't get the job done. So we did not get the job done today. So
back row, Zach Shaw.
For Max and Justice, what was Bryce like after the game, and was there any message you guys gave to him just his first road start?
Yeah, I mean, nobody's happy after a loss, but I mean, I guess heard like I got to live with Bryce for 30 days in a hotel, like, and you can see like the deep drive for stuff like this, and I wouldn't say this hurts everybody. Like nobody wants to lose, but you can see there's a real energy, there's a real like savage there's a real mentality in there that I'm excited to see what happens.
Front right, Angelique.
Ernest, that last drive, Oklahoma's drive, how frustrating was it, field that long?
Oh, I mean, we don't look at the amount of players on the field. You know, we have a job as a defense. Wherever the ball's at, just get off the field. No matter how long it takes. You know, that's a mentality. No matter what it is, get the ball lined up and get lined up for the defense. So we don't look about how many reps are on the field. You know, we just try to get off the field. That's all. That's our only job in the field. So that's all it is.
Max, Gio, did you get a chance to talk to Gio, and how did this offensive line, you think, perform without him?
Yeah, I got to talk to Gio. Obviously, captain, like you don't want to see like a leader of that offensive line go down. But like I said about the tight ends, like you play offensive line in Michigan, like you better be ready to go. Put the next guy in. Gio was there supporting, talking to the guys. The impact he has on that offensive line, there's no way to quantify what he can do, especially the amount he can do with his words.